Welcome to my kitchen. Thanks for coming and cooking with me, Andrea. Today, I call them prep days, is when you make batches of rice, batches of beans, or batches of potatoes. Today is a batch of rice day. Today we're going to be making a nice, I say it's a Latin rice because I have some Latin spices in there, but I also have some Italian, so I'm just going to call it my flavorful white rice that goes with everything. I'm going to start, I have my pan on medium high. I'm going to take 2 teaspoons of oil, and I'm going to take 2 cups of my basmati rice. Today I'm using that rice. Different days, depending on how I feel, I use different rices. When I make a white rice though, I tend to will stick with my basmatis, but not always. I use anything that's a long grain. It can be as inexpensive or as expensive as your budget calls for. This rice is a really good flavorful rice. Basmati is very good. It has, I don't know, it has this wonderful flavor all by itself, whereas other rices are a little bit more, not as flavorful, but they're just as good. Like I said, use a long grain when you're making rice and you'll come out, no matter what, brown or white, you'll be fine. So I'm just going to let this toast a little bit. I do believe in toasting my rice pretty good. My dad always used to be the rice maker in our home. My mom made beans and all the other food, but boy, my dad could make rice like nobody's money. And he could also make breakfast items like nobody's money. Oh my gosh. So he always taught me to toast my rice pretty good, so we're just going to let it sit and toast. I have 2 cups of the white rice. I have 7 cups of liquid. If you're a vegetarian, you could use, stock, veg stock, versus I'm using chicken stock. And the reason I use chicken stock is because I'm making more of like a white rice versus a Mexican rice where it would be a little bit on the orange side and I could use any kind of broth. But if I use beef broth with this, it will color my rice just a little bit. So I'm doing 7 cups of chicken stock. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of onion powder, and then I'm going to do 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic salt, because you have to have salt in rice. Even though I'm not really big on super salty stuff, even though I do like it, I normally don't put a lot of salt in my food, but with rice you have to cook it with salt. Otherwise, it does not come out the same. But what I'll do is when the liquid goes in, I'll put the seasonings here, and then I add the garlic salt after I mix everything up. So the rice is starting to turn. If you can see the rice, it's starting to become nice, and ooh, it smells good. It's blooming. It's getting nice and toasty. About a minute more, and then that'll be toasty enough. But you want to bring those flavors out by toasting it. Oh, and it's going to be so delicious. It takes about 30 minutes to cook, to boil, and the liquid to dissipate. I made 2 cups. That's a lot of rice. Because what I'm going to do is after I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make 1 portion for dinner. And then I'm going to vacuum seal it. So I have fresh beans and I have fresh rice on hand. You know, moms, dads, anybody who cooks or does primarily all the cooking for your household, I call these days when I make beans, rice, and parboiled potatoes and things like that, I make it pizza night. Or I make it something, because to stand in the kitchen and cook everything from scratch takes a lot of time and effort, but it's much better for us in the long run. So on days like this, it's pizza or whatever I feel like, but I'm not going to cook all day. I'll probably cook all day, but we're not going to cook, I'm not going to cook for the family tonight. Because this will ensure that they get probably at least 5 meals that are fresh made. Pre-portion them, I'll vacuum seal them, and that's kind of what I'm about, you know, especially now that it's summertime. Our gardens are coming up. We're going to have to get these foods cooked because they won't stay good forever. So the rice is perfectly toasted. I'm going to go ahead and drop chicken stock in. Big steam. But it's going to calm down in just a minute. Because all that cold just hit all that rice. So I'm going to just dump my seasonings in just like this. I'm going to get them mixed up just like this. And rice needs to have a lot of season. It needs to be flavorful. That's why I say use the chicken stock, the chicken bouillon, or the vegetarian bouillon. Or if you want to make a beef rice, that's how you would make your beef rice. It will add beef stock or beef bouillon, will add a little bit of darkness, and that's what you call your beef rice. It's just absolutely delicious, and actually looks good right there. And I'm going to take, since I mixed everything in, I'm going to take my garlic salt, and I need the rest of the garlic salt. I had spilled just a little bit. And you need that, because like I said, you do need the salt to flavor the rice. And that's 2 cups of rice. It's not 1 cup, it's 2 cups. Okay, so we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and let this come up to a boil. As soon as it comes up to a boil, what we're going to do is we're going to cover it and let it cook for about 20-25 minutes, no more than probably 30, but you'll know all the liquid will be gone from the rice. And it'll be nice and tender. And it'll be delicious. Now, anybody who likes lots of flavor, just go ahead and increase your spices. You know, sometimes we use more spice because we like our food really spicy. But my white rice is not usually the one that's meant to be super spicy. It's supposed to be flavorful, but I can use it with chicken, I can use it with pork, I can use it with by itself. And just in with beans. So, you know, this rice here is meant to just be a side dish, a very good side dish. But, okay, so we're coming up to a boil. Looking good. It's got a lot of flavor in it. Looking good. So we're just going to go ahead and it's boiling, so we're going to turn. We're going to put our cap on. We're going to turn it down to medium low. You're probably going to have to go in and adjust depending on how hot your stove is, because you don't want it to keep boiling. But I will go as far as a low, and I'll turn mine down. But right now I have it on a medium low. So we'll be back in 20-30 minutes. Welcome back. Rice is done. I'm going to turn the pan off, and I'm going to go ahead and go right in with my fork. I'm going to take and fork it just a little bit, get all the seasons mixed around. Oh, it smells so fragrant. Everything is nice and done. I'm going to go in for a taste. Nice and hot for sure. Very good. Very hot. Okay, this rice is really good. You'll enjoy it. It's got a lot of flavor to it. It could even have more seasoning in my opinion. But I am not going to season it anymore, because if you see through the white rice, you can see all the seasons in there. That is enough seasoning. But if you're like me who likes extra seasoning, you could put even more. But this is seasoned plenty. I'll put everything in the description, because you're going to enjoy your white rice. So I want you, if you like this, please like and subscribe. And I would like you to please enjoy this. Remember, you can vacuum seal it. You can make a dinner for tonight. And this would make quite a few dinners. At any given time, there's between 2 and 4 of us that eat dinner here at home. So I would say this could make easily for 2 people, 8 dinners, because, you know, we pre-portion our food so that we eat a little bit better and not so we don't overeat as much. 4 people, this is a good 2, 3, 4 dinner. Side dishes, you know. So please, if you liked it, please like and subscribe and enjoy your meal. Thank you.